Hello folks, Bulbri here. So this time around I'm gonna show you a deck list for German Highlander for my Abzan combos list. So yesterday I made a few mistakes in here because I forgot a few key cards, but now I think I haven't missed any must-have cards in here. It's creature based, this is why such a large creature count of 41. It's not split into mana curve because I want to actually go through card types, and well, even the creatures column in here, I mean, the section is not that massive. Basically you jam in a bunch of combos and some utility or value creatures and decent amount of mana dorks. Basically you can go the Proton Hulk, Academic Reactor, Pattern of Rebirth kind of package route, but that's just one way to close it out. There are a bunch of others, and especially in Highlander, contrary to Commander, you can actually get away with some wacky 2-card combos. On the other hand, a lot of the time all it takes to kickstart Reactor Chain is just to actually make it die, or sacrifice it to Visericer or Carrion Feeder, and then you get the pattern onto one of your creatures, maybe possibly like the sacrifice outlet, then you sacrifice that, and then you get the Hulk. No, so you basically have to have another creature technically, yeah. So Reactor that dies and enchants something else, and then you get like a sacrifice outlet. And then you can basically kill with like a red cap or something. I believe that's the chain. You could go 4 colors and then go the classical regular combos, but I don't know if you need to add that color. But this way you can maybe choose some of the combo chains that need black and go bans. In some matters, like having counter spells might be actually much more relevant. But yeah, we have the Malaria and Offensive package with persist creatures that can be also, you know, complemented by Archangel. That's also combos off with Spike Feeder. There's Blooders and Cutthroat, so you get that going. So you don't really care all that much about Sweepers, for example, unless they have like Mind Sculptor in play or something. So Bishop is just like another tracker. Courser is the, well, kind of like a draw engine with a bunch of fetches, and it's there because it blocks and gains you extra life, and kind of lets you dig through your deck, so that's cool. Fin Hunter is just because you want one of those to tutor up and you know, have some solution to, let's say, Kalitas when it matters, for example, or something of that nature. Can even chord in this if your opponent goes like Emrakul or Bananas like this. Fauna Shaman, just like one of the engine cards, lets you get what you want consistently while it's in play. Witness just gets back, so whatever. Duskwatch, well, it's actually okay without even the combo chains, the chain being devoted Droid plus the Vizier remedies. So this is quite okay even on its own. Then Protector is just an extra witness that can just sit in there as a morph. They probably know it's that card, but whatever. When, let's say, they kill it or something else, well, I mean, it just gives you more flexibility, unlike Witness. Well, Death Rider is just your 1 mana planeswalker, basically. Catch Thing, of course. You can enhance the Knights of Reliquary package with Dark Depths and Stage and so forth, but you want it pretty much no matter what. Just getting the Wastelands in times of need might be worth it. I don't run Galvani here actually, just because too many Carless lands. I don't think not supposed to run Abbey in here, just because it's really unrealistic in Highlander. It's more realistic in Commander, and not even the Backwoods or whatever the Innistrad black green utility land. Just because we're not getting to that stage anyhow. Mob Influence is probably like the must-have, because, well, it doesn't cost you life unlike Spellskite, but because it's Highlander not Commander, you can run Spellskite on this deck. I'm not sure what's better. I don't have swords or any real pumps, so whatever. Maybe Spellskite is just better than Mother. There's a chance of that. You could actually cut Milaras here, even though you kind of want a bunch of combo pieces, but the thing is that Vizier already combos with it, and Milara doesn't really do much on her own, and Vizier actually interacts with 2 combos, so if you want just to add more value, just go ahead. Copper, of course, is nice in here, even though we're not trying to ramp into anything ridiculous. So, especially if you add more value, it's great. In this build, it's not a necessity, actually. Red Cap, of course, for the combo kill, just some occasional interaction as well. Quill Spike is here for Devoted Druid because it's a 2-card combo. Recruiter just gets you whatever, a bunch of cool things. Ooze is Ooze, Lark is Lark. Siege Rhino just to not die to red decks, basically Sin Collector just so that you have a tutorable way to check out their hand. I'm not sure if that Hollow Scholar has to be here. There's a chance it has to. But you first start by adding Sin Collector to the deck, because there are a lot of blue control decks and mid-range decks in the format that you want to kind of negate. Luckily, we can play with Tessigur in Abzan, in an Abzan deck, and yeah, you don't have that many ways to fill up your graveyard, but it's still good. It's a good blocker for cheap, and then it also lets you get some value back. Rest Angel could be here as well, but you kind of have to tailor the deck a little bit towards that. I think in a build like this, you might have enough of value off of it. It even triggers the Lark, for example. So yeah, Resto might be a good candidate here. Flicker is Sin Collector, Siege Rhino, you can add a few more things. Rex Sage, Recruiter. What else? Well, things is not like that particularly amazing. Okay, maybe it's not like that insane here, but you can definitely tailor the build more for it. What's then? Yeah, Tusk is just so that you don't die to red decks, basically. Tracker is probably a must-have just to get the action going. Titania is interesting because you have a bunch of fetches and wastelands and stuff like that. Especially awesome if you run Life from the Loam or Crucible, probably Crucible Life. But yeah, Life from the Loam is nasty and it's cool. Voice is actually probably okay. There are enough of like blue control decks, and then just extra meat, so some board presence to, you know, stall the game a little. Things like that. Ballista for the combo kill. You don't really ramp that much. Then what? Bellower finds your Tracker, finds your Spike Feeder, finds your Rex Sage. What else? Finds your other combo piece, finds your Witness, Fauna Shaman Courser. You can definitely tailor and add a few more good targets for it. But yeah, it's good. And if you have space, if you go more towards value, then you can add the other 6 drops. That's basically a double Witness, like when you get a something back when it enters and when it dies. Bunch of lands. What's not really that obvious here? Well, Caracas is kind of obvious, just a good utility lands, a good insurance. You have actually a few relevant legendaries here that you don't mind saving, like Titania, Taz. What else? Well, Milaira and Offensive, because that's kind of it, but that's already enough to justify it. Plus everything you can do by interacting with your opponent and their legends. Don't think outside of Shambling Vent I want any other manlands here, because you're not exactly like a mid-range beatdown deck. You can be at times if you need to, but most of the time you're just trying to combo off. Vand is just here so that you get that incremental life gain here and there. Warburg helps with all the colorless lands, of which you can add more, like German Township, but probably don't want to add like Lingering Souls to that chain as well. I just opted to add the Vault because, well, actually in this deck life gain is more important than just, you know, pumping the board. But you could tailor and make the deck meatier and more beatdown oriented. That's up to you. Stronghold was another cool target to get with the Reliquary, because, well, your stuff's gonna die, and a lot of the time you would want to get it back, and you have a lot of comes into play triggers enough to make it like really good. Alright, sorceries. 3 discard spells because, well, you have to in Highlander basically. And Bureaucrats is a filler, could be something of choice. Trevor's probably something you have to run. Painful Truth is a filler, but I think it's fine because you need some like card draw, some card dimension in this deck. Rest is just tutors or removal. I don't know if I want to add more tutors in here, like the Summoner's Pact, but I think most of the time Green Sun Xanath is gonna do the job. With this deck, I think it's kinda risky to add a Dryad Arbor. If I would add Dryad Arbor, then I'd start adding also things like Gaia's Cradle, and then well, Lingering Souls, of course. So that's actually kind of another build altogether. It all starts from there. You add the Arbor, you add the Lingering Souls, you add the Galvanic Township, then you add maybe some Saurian, Smart Planeswalkers, the 4-mana Garruk, the one that makes an overrun, and then you're just like a beatdown deck with some combo synergies or whatever. But it's just another route. It's perfectly viable, I think. As for instance, well, all the stuff that matters, you could add more tutors in here. You can tailor your deck so that the white 1-mana tutors are gonna do some stuff. Fetch up like Recurring Nightmares of things. You can add Worldly Tutor. The problem is that with those is that it's card disadvantage, and it only makes sense really in Commander because, well, getting something naughty is worth more, and a lot of the time it's worth actually losing a card and just to, you know, save the day or get something completely bananas. Absent, I'm not sure about it. Could be something similar, just to be able to interact with Planeswalkers. Could be like one of those 3-mana black creature / Planeswalker removals. Could be something else. Yeah, like Carrington Field is actually plausible, but I think Absent is fine because a lot of time you just need to buy a little time. Copter is nice because it helps you to actually nuke away some annoying Planeswalkers, but the most important part of it is the looting. Looter Scooter is quite decent here. Occasionally you can win this way, but that's barely ever gonna happen, but it's a good blocker too. Bestiary is something I really like. Scrying was very important in this deck. Get an extra card too, and then it converts all your mana dorks into proper cards late game. Let's put it this way. Nightmare also converts your mana dorks into real creatures. So prime time and stuff like this is also a possibility, of course. It's all up to you. This kind of deck can be widely customized and tailored to fit your taste and preferences and whatnot. I'm just here to talk about the key elements, and not so much about separate cards. I hope this sums it up. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below or in the forums. where this gonna get on. But yeah, until later, until the next sale, goodbye folks.